Sword you cut Noble Dragon?
Alright, this is part 2. This is going to go over the extra inside. I'm going to be really quick about this. For the extra deck was double Norden. I played double Instant Fusion, so I don't like ever drawing it dead and just... A lot of times I would have to like Instant Fusion just to summon Norden just to be able to like start off a rank 4 play by like going to King of Fire. So I just wanted to play 2. Super consistent, you know, like everyone knows what it does. The card that was not in the top 16 is the Meteor Burst. Your opponent can't activate monster effects for your first battle phase of the turn. You know, I just played it. You can make it with Ghost Ogre as well, and it just allows you to just like push through maxis and push through like for the OTKs, even if they have multiple damage jugglers.
So the reason you put that in the deck, did it win you any games?
Yeah, I made it a lot during Swiss. I made it, you know, like Maxi is, you know, really rampant in this format, so I just decided that if I ever open a way to just make this card, I can just make it and just push through, like, you know, like I was putting like 13k damage on board with this, and it's like you're gonna have triple damage on it. You know, there's nothing they can do, and then you know, it's just really solid. Double Ignister, you know, it's like Scrap Dragon, just even more bonkers. Pops either pendulum cards on either side of the field. You know, like once you make one of these, you're probably just gonna win because you just get so much advantage from your opponent. You leave them with no scales on stuff. You clear their board. Cyframe Lower Omega, like everybody, you know, like everyone knows what it does. Return your damage jugglers. You just get to strip a card from your opponent's hand, and like when they
constantly going to work.
When they set up scales, like the first time when your opponent first set up scales, they don't have that many cards left in hand. So if you're able to strip one away, it's really good. You can really just like stop the entire play. And, you know, a lot of times, like if you strip up the important card, like they just have to pass turn. King of the Pharaoh Limbs switches all the reptiles in the deck. You know, allows you. You know, there's tons of scales. Gigabyte, which allows you to extend your combos more forward. Castell, the Sky Blasting here. You know, like,
wait, we just have to point out that that's the greatest deck box of all time.
Yeah, that's my idol, Brock O'Hearn. Brock, if you're watching this, I want to be like you. You know, like this is another way just to answer like problem cards. It's really good to answer like scales as well. It's really needed to play. A really cool play, which I did not do, but Jeff Jones pointed out to me, is I had a Luster that was summoned from Ignister. You could summon Castell, flip it down if it's the following turn, flip it back up, and then you can use it for synchro.
Wow.
Wait, say that. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Okay, so if you
Shout out to Jeff Jones, dude. You're a genius.
If you have a Luster Pendulum from the previous turn, special off Ignister, right? You know it can't be used for synchro. Yeah. You summon Castell, detach one material from Castell, book it, flip it back up, and it can be used for like synchros and Excesia. I didn't even see it. It came up for me top 4. I didn't even see it, and Jeff Jones pointed out to me afterwards.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Chrono Gorgon, as I said, this is super important for like being able to beat the Pleiades Not Beast fields, and this like just anything that targets it's super important to play this card right now, just so that you can make this if they have Pleiades Not Beast and just attack over Nature Beast and be able to start doing your plays for next turn. Abyss Dweller, you know, stops damage juggler, stops trapeze, stops all their Cosmo floating, you know, pretty much any floating, you know, random BA, which is a really popular deck in Florida. It's, you know, you just have to be playing it. Trapeze Magician, you know, attack twice. It's a floater that is in possession, so once you attempt to summon it, if it hits graveyard, you're getting a float. You know, it's able to just apply like massive more amounts of damage on board. Really good wall. Diamond Dyer. Playing through back row, like, and you know, systematically eliminating back row is really important for this deck, and just, you know, being able to out floodgates or anything like that, really good with this. And then the Ptolemaeus into Pleiades combo. I did not summon Ptolemaeus once. At all.
Why do you think that was?
Either A, I suck, or B, my opponents were really free. But I don't know. It's really good. It comes up all the time, but it didn't come up for me. Like, most of the time when I was doing plays, like, I think a lot of times my opponents were like going all in on like the Nurture Beast plays and stuff like that, and I was just putting them into positions where they're just top decking one card, and at no point did I need to make this to be able to answer it. That's it for the extra. The side deck was one Giant Hand. This card's, I think it's really important. Nobody agrees with me. I think it's even more important in Bosch.
What made you side deck it instead of maining it?
I had no space. I really I really thought Ptolemaeus was gonna come up, but it did not. Some games I would side out like Instant Fusion, or if I would side out Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, I would side this in, I side this in a lot when I'm going first, especially versus the mirror and versus magicians, and then like any rogue decks. And I didn't summon it once either.
Yeah, it's a nice expensive card that did nothing.
Yeah. double Danko Sekra, battles through all the back row. You know, like I only sided in for some of the Cosmo lists, and then like my top 8 match, I knew he was playing a lot of back row, so I sided in. It got destroyed, but this card's like another really important card. Like any back row deck, it's just like the reason why back row decks will never succeed is because non-back row decks get to play this card, and this card's just broken versus them.
Yeah, a monster cold wave.
Yeah. Double side blocker. It's another way to answer any. This actually answers any floodgate by itself. The only issue is, as I said, the Nat Beast Pleiades field. But besides that, this answers anything. It answers the Cosmo cards, which is really important as well.
As in, it can like turn off Dark Destroyer because it's not targeting.
It turns off
So they
Forerunner
can be
and stuff like
targeted.
that. Yeah, and then like it's really important in the mirror too. You can call certain cards, call damage juggler, all that stuff. The other card is probably my favorite card in the side deck, which is Speedroid Manko.
Oof.
If your opponent declares a direct attack, you reveal this special summon in attack position. All your opponent's monsters go defense position. It's really good. Like most of the time, they have no response to it. And then once it's on the field, it's a level 4. So like you just allowed to normal summon next turn, and just like start your plays again right away.
What decks do you like this card against? Because not a lot of people are playing this card right now.
I sided in versus all my mirror matches, versus Cosmos, versus Infernoids, anything that OTKs me, which is pretty much most of the formats. So it comes in a lot, like, and it's a level 4. Like at worst, it's a level 4 in your hand. If you have scales, you can exceed with it.
Sweet.
The other 2 are the final 2 hand traps. You know, this is mostly for the mirror match and stuff like that. There's some other applications, and then when I go second, this third one comes in, and when I'm taking first, which I took first a lot, it just I just keep the 2 in. One Regeki, which is good. Versus a lot of people play heroes in Florida, so I always have to play this card, and then it's good when you go second versus the mirror, crack the board. Triple MST to battle floodgates and pretty much all that stuff. All the stuff that says I can't play my deck, I just play this. As I said, 1-for-1s aren't good, but like, you have to 1-for-1 floodgates. And then my own floodgate, Stygian Dirge. Reduces the level of all your opponent's monsters by 1. Your opponent has to like have MST or something for this. So most of the time, these only came when I was going first. I make Conor Goron with that, and then like force them to destroy something else. The only thing I didn't like about this and why I wanted to play Anti-Spell Fragrance is that I thought Ghost Ogre was going to be really popular. If people weren't playing the Notori Beast version, they were playing the decks that beat Notori Beast, which is Ghost Ogre, and they can pen out 2 level 4s in Ghost Ogre, and it equals 8, and then they can Ignister you. So, but it worked out really well. I played versus Magicians, which is the only time I chose Anti-Spell, and I just didn't side it in. That's the deck profile then.
Do you have anything about the deck you would change?
I'd probably write Odd Eyes Meteorverse on my deck list.
All right. Well, besides that.
Yeah. No, I actually really, really enjoyed the list. It was really good. I felt really confident going into the event. I ended undefeated in Swiss. I really like this format. It's a really shame that it ends next week, but at least I got one top with it before I end. Second ring.
All right, very cool. So this was Vincent Gillette with his top 8 Pendulum Magician, PePe, whatever you want to call it, deck profile. And all right, Vinny, we hope to see you soon. Top of some more events.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Pro Play Games.